Now to a one and only exclusive. Louis Bianculli is a wealthy developer who stands accused of horrific sexual abuse involving a 12-year-old family member and other allegations involving young girls dating back 50 years. But one woman is standing in support of him tonight, his ex-wife, who is now at the center of a courtroom battle.
And prosecutors believe they suspect that she's privy to some of his darkest secrets and may have seen disturbing video evidence of his alleged crimes. Bob Norman has this incredibly chilling report you'll see only on Local 10 News.
Tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, ma'am. Louis Bianculli is charged with sex crimes against his own stepdaughter.
He would use chloroform on her. He would stick her with needles. He duct taped her to a table. He would use a plastic bag on her head.
It's about power. It's about control.
And in secretly recorded audio tapes, the 69-year-old Bianculli made damning admissions.
Because she was always asleep. She has no idea what was going on.
He called it an addiction, and complaints from more alleged victims, some just 9 or 10 years old, date back 5 decades. But despite it all, one woman still supports him, his ex-wife, Kim Bianculli, who is now living in his waterfront Lighthouse Point mansion while Bianculli awaits trial in jail.
We will investigate every single witness and we will determine exactly what they know.
Prosecutors want Kim Bianculli to tell what she knows.
This is a fishing expedition of the state.
But defense lawyers argued she wasn't a material witness. Kim, when I tried to talk with her outside the courtroom, she hid her face.
We have witnesses that say that you've seen videotapes of child molestation.
That's according to one of Louis Bianculli's other victims.
My innocence was taken.
Nancy Olson was a neighbor of Bianculli's who says he lured her into his home, chloroformed her, and sexually abused her at the age of 10, and continued abusing her for 7 more years, always with a video camera rolling.
I know that a witness has seen those videos, and she told me what happened on those tapes.
The witness? Kim Bianculli, who Olson said came to her in the late 1980s and told her she'd found incriminating videotapes of Bianculli and his victims.
She saw me on the videos, and I asked her what did he do. He has this fetish for the dead, and he likes to pretend he can bring us back to life. He would be slamming me and trying to give me CPR and shaking me and trying to revive me.
Olson said Kim Bianculli, who married Louis Bianculli in 1985 when she was 19 and he was nearly 40, also recognized someone else in those tapes.
To her surprise, she saw herself in those videos. He would chloroform her while she was already asleep because she had told him she didn't want to participate in that because it made her sick. She woke up in the morning in complete pain. Didn't understand why. He ended up breaking a couple of her ribs.
She said they spoke of going to the police, but then Louis Bianculli learned his wife had found the tapes.
He threatened by grabbing her by her throat and threatened to kill her and her family if she did not return these tapes. So out of fear, she handed them back to the pedophile.
Louis Bianculli was arrested for domestic violence against Kim Bianculli in 1994. Kim Bianculli later waived prosecution. Though longtime divorced, she's now living back in his mansion, and in a sworn statement, she claims she'd never been forced to submit to chloroform or sexual abuse, and that he wasn't a danger to the community.
We know he did these things. He did it to us.
Why are you still with Mr. Bianculli?
Bob Norman, Local 10 News.
And Bob tells us Kim Bianculli is expected to be deposed by prosecutors as soon as this week to determine what she will or won't disclose about Bianculli's past actions. He has not been charged with any crimes related to additional allegations made by Olson and other alleged victims.